What you're looking at is a Motorsport Games MSGM chart under the Infinity Signal framework, the same AI structure used to analyze crypto market cycles, now applied to a volatile NASDAQ stock that just saw an 83% single-day explosion. At first glance, the chart shows a powerful breakout from a prolonged compression channel, which the Infinity Signal had already been hinting at in the momentum geometry below. Before diving into the forecast, let's quickly explain what you're seeing in the gauge and time frame intensity table. The gauge, top right, measures composite confluence, how strongly all time frames align in one direction. Each time frame row tracks %K now, where the live stochastic value sits on a 0 to 100 scale. Bias now, the current directional bias, bullish, bearish, or neutral. Intensity, how strong that bias is within its own historical range. And weight, the influence that time frame has on the overall composite. Together, they reveal not just the direction of movement, but the strength and maturity of the move across all levels of structure. Indicator analysis. 1H, intraday frame. %K equals 40. Neutral bias. Low intensity, 19%. This suggests the initial breakout has already pushed short-term traders to take profits. Momentum is cooling here, but not reversing yet. 4H, mid-short frame. %K is 38. Bearish bias. Moderate intensity, 24%. The 4H chart is in the process of cycling down, signaling a short-term correction after the parabolic move. However, the low weighting, or 25%, means this retracement won't carry as much weight unless the daily joins it. 1D, daily frame. %K equals 72. Bullish bias. High intensity, 44%. The daily frame remains the core driver here. This reflects strong upward continuation potential, though likely entering the later half of its expansion leg. 1W, weekly frame. %K is 16. Bearish bias. High intensity, 69%. The weekly is still lagging, but weakening in its bearish position. This is typical when a trend reversal is just beginning. The daily flips first, the weekly follows. 1M, monthly frame. %K equals 97. Bullish bias. Intensity equals 94%. Extremely overextended on the monthly scale. This tells us that while the macro structure is bullish, it's also entering a long-term exhaustion zone. Composite reading. Neutral, 3%. This is not a contradiction. It simply means that lower and higher frames are not yet synchronized. The short and weekly frames are cooling, while the daily and monthly frames are still firing upward. The result is a neutralized composite gauge that typically precedes a secondary leg or stabilization period before the next expansion phase. The Infinity Signal geometry shows a clean breakout from a long descending regression channel, with price exploding from around $1.97 to $4.08. This breaks through the midline resistance, but stops just short of the upper channel band, a common AI-predicted containment level. If price can consolidate between $3.40 and $3.90, it will form the kind of equilibrium the Infinity model flags as expansion-based stabilization, which often leads to a secondary push toward the upper boundary, roughly around $4.70 to $5.20. Short-term, 1H to 4H, cooling phase. Expect mild retracement or sideways chop. Midterm, 1D, continuation bias. Momentum remains alive. Long-term, 1W to 1M, pending bullish alignment. Expect follow-through after stabilization. Composite outlook, neutral to bullish realignment expected within 7 to 10 trading sessions. Projected forecast range, November 9th to December 9th, 2025. Potential target window, $4.80 to $5.25 if alignment persists. Motorsport Games just delivered a textbook breakout through its long-term regression channel. The infinity signal confirms a powerful daily expansion, but short-term and weekly frames are still resetting. Expect brief consolidation before the next push, with the larger cycle suggesting a realignment between late November and early December. The infinity signal, trading the future.